OWD. This is called organization wide default. What is organization wide default? Means whenever user logs in into the system, whatever he is and whatever his profile, default access should be given to the user on those object records. That's called organization wide defaults. Okay. So where the organization wide defaults will be. Security, you can type security settings. In security controls, you have sharing settings. Okay, in the security controls, you have sharing settings. In this sharing settings is called as OWD. Organization wide defaults. Okay, this is called OWD. And so what is the difference between the profile permission set and this organization by default sharing rules and others? Okay, let's see. So if you want to see the record, or if you want to create a record or update a record, the permission is required at profile level, object level permissions. And at least you should have one permission set which has that access. Okay, that means the profile and permission sets are the heart of the language and heart of the Salesforce, we can say. This is actual permissions. Profile and permission set is actual permissions. Means if you want to do anything on the object, or if you want to create any fields or objects or email templates, whatever it is, then permission is required. That permission will be available on profile and permission set. Okay, then extending, or let's say the accessibility of records, how the user should be able to see the records and others, can be maintained through the OWD. And this OWD extends the sharing rules, manual sharing, and Apex sharing. OWD. So first thing is, if there is no permission on the object level in the profile, then these are all waste. There is no use of this. And if there is no permission at profile level, but it is there at the permission set, and the permission set is assigned to the user, then also these are useful. Means the combination of one profile and permission set, it gives the result of having the permission, then this will be available and these are applicable. And if there is no permission, so let's say at profile level I have given the permission, I have not given any permission on the specified object, read, create, edit, delete, then what happens is OWD will not work, sharing rules won't work, manual sharing or perfection, it doesn't mean. So it's not the way to get the access. First thing, profile or permission. First it checks in the profile and permission. If the access is there, then OWD, then it comes to the sharing rules or manual sharing or whatever it is, or Apex sharing. Okay, let's see how it works. We have this user, let him be there. In the object level permissions on the OWD, so what will be the different permissions you can have? Public, first one is private, then public read only, public read write. So these are the three types of OWD settings or OWD permissions are available for each and every object. And for some special objects like cases and leads, there is another permission called public read write transfer. See here, lead. So first thing is private, public read only, public read write transfer. This is enabled only for the lead and case. Okay, no other objects will have this extra permission. Okay, and so there is controlled by parent. Controlled by parent, you know that, right? If it is in the master detail relationship, if master is having access, then only you can get the access for child. It's called controlled by parent. Then campaigns. In the campaigns, there is different permission called public full access. Apart from private, public read only, public read write, and public full access. This is for only campaigns. Okay. Along with that, and there will be other thing called price book. So price book, there are two different permissions: no access, view only, use. Okay. So this is price book permissions, and others are same: private, public read write, public read only. Okay. These are the permissions. Then what is the difference between them? Private, let's say for each and every record, if you take it, each and every record, owner will be there, right? Okay, owner will be there. Private means visible or access to only owner of the record. Only owner of the record. No other persons will be able to see the record. Understand? Private means whoever is the owner of that record can see that record. Others cannot see the record. That's called private. If you set OWD as private, then the owner of the record can see the record. Others cannot see the record. Okay, even if you create the record, if the owner is changed, then you will lose the access for that record. Okay, then means owner can see the record always. Okay, owner can see the record and he can edit the record based on his access in the profile. Okay, then public means other than that user, other than the owner, can see the record but they can't edit the record. Okay, see this, owner can edit the record and others can see the record only. Then you have public read write. Then it means anyone in the organization can see the record, edit the record. Means you are giving the access to public. Public means anyone can see the record, can edit the record. So that is the three different permissions. And public read write transfer means leads and cases can be transferred, means ownership can be transferred to other users. Okay, so that is different, we'll discuss on this later. Okay, price book view use means when we come to the sales process, I'll explain that. Okay, what is price book and what's okay. So private, public read only, public read write, these are the access we have. And then in which cases this can be flexible, means what we can say, this can be overridden. Okay, what cases, let's say here, so we know that then what will be the results. Let's say I have private, OWD is private. Okay, then at profile level you have read, edit, create, delete also. Okay, then there is no permission set assigned, then results will be only owner means even delete also. Okay, at OWD level private. Okay, then I have view all. What do you mean by view all? View all means whatever the profile it is having view all, then the profile users can see the records in that specific object. Let's say I have an object called university. I make it private, but one of the profile is having view all permission. Then how many users are assigned to that specific profile can see all the records even though it is private. Understand? Combination is very much important. Okay, if you have view all permission at profile level, even it is private also, they can see all the records. If it is private, then I have given modify all permission. Then it means they can see, edit all records. Okay, so who are the related to that specific profile users, not for everyone. Okay, so then the same way, if you have public read only, okay, so if you don't have access, and if you don't have access, then there will be no access. Even it is public read only also, they cannot access because the object and permissions are not there. Okay, then even if it is public read write, if there is no access, no access will be given. So you have to understand that if we have whatever the permissions at profile level, then those permissions will be used and evaluated at OWD level. Okay, so let's see how it impacts the things. For university object, I'm making it private. So private means whoever the owner of the record, they can only see the record. Others should not be able to see the record. Right? Now, for this, let's change the owner. So once the OWD is updated, then you will receive an email. It takes some time. Done. This is changed. Now if you observe that university is private, that means only owner of the record should be able to see the record, right? Now let's see, go to this. Oh, okay, so no records are displayed. Let's see this user profile. So you have given read permission. So then only the tab will be displayed. Let's say if you don't give the permission for at least read, then there will be no access for tab also. Now say this, there is no read permission. Let's access this. There are no records available. Now let's give the permission for for create. See here, we got new permission. Means you can create the record. Okay, but you cannot see the other records. Okay, so as he is not the owner, let's change the owner for any one record. So here I'm going to change the owner to his name. It's called test user 1. Save it. Okay, now he will be able to see the records. He is able to see one record, but as he doesn't have edit permission, he can edit because he is the owner. Okay, now let's see if I give view all permission. Okay, if I give view all permission, then irrespective of the OWD, whether it is private or public read only, whatever it is, then all records will be displayed to him. See here, all records. Here, as he is not the owner, if he tries to, this how come it is? Like nothing, right? It won't affect immediately. actually incorrect behavior. You should not be able to edit. Any permission set assigned to that user? Okay, maybe that might be the reason. One permission set is a yes. Where is permission set? Okay. Now let's see. If you edit the record, there will be no edit access. Okay, so I forgot about the permission set. So yesterday we created and assigned to that, right? So okay, so there will be no access will be given. Okay, now that's why even if we remove the read permission, the tab was visible because the permission set was assigned. Okay, now here let's see. If you give the edit permission for that specific object, okay, edit and delete here means they can see the all records in that object, but they can edit their own records only. Okay, modify all means they can see all the records and edit all the records, even it is private or public read only, public read rate, whatever it is. Okay, so that based on the profile level access or permission set level access, then OWD will be affected. Okay, now you guys understand about that, right? Clear? Okay, now even students we don't have any access, and payments colleges don't have any access for this profile. So even though the OWD is public read write, I mean public read write also, they are not able to see the even tabs also because they don't have metadata level permissions. Understand? Then how the accessibility can be extended? If it is private, I need to share the record to someone. Okay, now let's see for this user. College object, I'm making him private. Means users who are owner of that record can only see or edit the record if they have edit permission. Okay, so if they don't have edit permission, they can't edit it. That's common point. Okay, see, once you edit the OWD, this message will be displayed. Okay, so you have to refresh it. Once the message is gone, then the OWD is updated. Now it is updated. Okay, now here go to the student object. As it is private or public read only, then only there will be a button called sharing. This button you can add through the layout. See this, like the button will be available because what is that, student, right? So university is the master and student is the child. If you share the master, then child will be automatically shared. Okay, so here sharing button will be available. If you share the record like this, say college, then for this we have updated, right? See here, the sharing button will be available. If you want to share the record, you can share the record to the any specific user or group of users also. Yesterday we have created public groups, right? Then we can add multiple users into a group. If you want to share a record with multiple users, then you can have a group and you can share the record. Okay, this way of sharing the record by clicking on the sharing button, this is called manual sharing. Okay, so here you can share the record to roles, users, roles and subordinates, and then public groups. Okay, so let's say I'm going to share this user record with read write permission. Okay, I have shared this record to this user with read write permission, but even though it is shared to that user, he can't access because at profile level he doesn't have access for that object. Even if you share the record, he should have metadata level permissions. Okay, otherwise it cannot be accessed. Now let's say go to the profile. Least some read permission. Okay, now as there is a read permission, the user can see the tab and he can see the record whatever it is shared, but he can't edit or he can't delete because we have not given the permission for create, edit, delete. Even though it is shared with public read write permission also, they can't edit if they don't have object level permissions in his profile. Okay, so that's about the thing. Okay, now here that's about OWD and then manual sharing. Okay, everything is interlinked. If even if you share with the read write permission also, if he is not able to access, that means he doesn't have access at profile level and no permission set is assigned. Okay, either permission set or profile should be assigned to that user with the respective permissions, then only they will be able to access the records or they can modify or edit it. Okay, so that's how it works now. So this is the manual sharing, and if you have some 1,000 records or 2,000 records created, you can't share the records every day by going to that specific record and sharing using the manual sharing. In those cases, you have another functionality called sharing rules. Sharing rules are the way to share the records automatically based on the criteria or ownership. Okay, let's see how the owner the records can be shared. Say for each and every object there will be sharing rules. Okay, now you have the college. Let's select and share. So you can share in two ways based on the owner, based on the criteria. What is the criteria? You know that condition. Criteria means condition. Based on the ownership means if the record is created by any of these public groups or roles and subordinates, then so let's say if this public group users have created a record, then it should be shared to some other users or internals or something. You can create like that. or you can use roles and subordinates. I'll let you know now itself what is a role under this. Okay, now based on the criteria means, so based on the criteria, let's say college name not equals to empty, or whatever the condition, if your active equals to true, or college number of students will get 9,000, something you can do it. Okay, based on that I need to share with this public group 1, my group 1. Okay, this is the group I have created now. So what is the access level should be given to the users once the record is shared? Read write permission. Okay, so this we have created yesterday one public group, right? Now this means whenever the record is created, if college name does not equals to null, then automatically that record will be shared to this group of users with read write permission. Okay, so a sharing rule is a way of sharing a record automatically to the specific group of users, roles or subordinates based on the created owner or criteria. Okay, now here I have given college name does not equals to true, no, does not equals to null, then it should be shared to my group 1 with read write permission. Okay, now here let's save it. So once you click on OK, what is this? The recalculation of sharing access will continue in the background. So you will receive an email notification upon completion. Do you want to continue? Yes. Means if there are thousands of records, it calculates the sharing rule and share the records automatically for existing records also. You don't need to do anything. Okay. It is a must enter. Oh, it is removed. Okay, empty value. Okay. Records will be this. Let's say you have created some records, you want to share the records again. Then there will be a button called recalculate. Okay, if you recalculate it, again it calculates the conditions and everything, it will share the records automatically. Now here, go to this user. Okay, as we have only one college, let's go to the tab. Now here, let me give the name like. So whatever the sharing rule criteria we have given, the name should not be equals to Kumar, right? If you give like this, then this record will not be shared to this user. Okay. Now let's create another. What happens? See this. Read permission, but they can't edit it because they don't have a permission at profile level. Very much important point. This is called sharing rules. We have seen the OWD, manual sharing, sharing rules. Okay, let's see what is the role hierarchy. There is a role. So what is a role? See, usually if you take any organization, take any organization, there will be some hierarchy kind of thing. What is hierarchy? Means the level of job level or job designation. Role is a designation. Okay, it's say, let's say first it starts with CEO, then there will be CFOs, then along with them there will be some different users like CTOs, then delivery managers, and salespersons, sellers. Role hierarchy will be there. That's called role is nothing but designation, or you can simply say that it's a position. What position it is. Okay. Now, how can we create a role? Okay. Then what is the intention of role? Let's say I have the CEO, CFO, CTO, and this one. These are CFO is subordinate to CEO, right? He is means he is working, or CFO is reporting to CEO. Then he is a subordinate. He is superior. Okay, like these are all are subordinates to the CEO, right? Let's see how to create a role. Role. There will be two types of sample role hierarchies: territory based, product based sample, and company based, company size based sample, whatever it is. Okay, let's say we will use product based sample, means CEO, CFO, sales, vice president will be there, and then there will be different things: software, hardware, and networking company will be there for product based companies, and then sales reps, hardware sales reps, software sales reps, networking sales reps. Sales reps means sellers. Say mostly you will get some people coming to your doorstep and they will be showing your products. Those are called sellers, sales representatives. Okay. Then here company size based, how it will be. See this: CEO, CFO, VP sales, then directors, mid market tech directors. So there will be different other roles. Okay, so if you take some territory based, this will be like this: CEO, president, CFO, vice president, sales, then western sales, eastern sales, internal sales, and there will be different others also. They're just showing the sample. Okay, now let's say if you take it product based or company based, whatever it is, set up roles. Now here we have CTS, under CTS we have CFO, CEO, then under CEO we have CFO, under CFO we have COO, and these are all roles we have, right? Means CEO is a superior to all these roles, right? And this means these all roles are subordinates to CEO. When we say that CEO and subordinates, okay, if CEO and subordinates means this CEO and all his subordinates. Okay, do you understand this? Okay, now let's say I want to create a new role under CEO. Now simple, I can add a role here under CEO. You can give something like president or vice president and some other sales and delivery manager, whatever the role you want, you can give it. Okay, just save it. Now the role is created. Okay, now you can assign to any user. This role can be assigned to any user. Okay, so let's see how it goes. This is under CEO, and then CEO is the role. Okay, actual role. Now go to sharing rules and sharing settings. Now you have seen that superiors and subordinates, right? Whatever the work is done by superiors should not be accessed by subordinates, right? But whatever the work is done by subordinates should be displayed to the superiors, right? Managers should be able to see all the work done by the team, but whatever the work is done by the manager should not be given to the team members, right? That is confidential. Okay, so for that, if you want to share the records, this is for record level security only. Okay, so even the OWD is private, that can be shared to the superior automatically if the checkbox grant access using hierarchies, this checkbox is enabled. Okay, so if this checkbox is enabled, then it will be automatically shared to the parent, means superior. Okay, here For the standard object, the checkbox is already by default checked and you cannot edit the checkbox. There will be an interview question for you that can you edit the grant using hierarchy checkbox for standard object? No, not at all. You should not be able to do that. Okay, means whatever the records you are creating at standard objects, those will be automatically shared to the superiors. Okay, now if you don't want to share the record, then you can disable this one for the custom objects. Now let's say for the college, let me give like this. We have two users. Let me give this user as CEO and my user as under CEO. Okay. Now just go means test user is superior to my user. Now what happens is go to college. See this. This record is also shared because he is the superior and the owner is the subordinate. Means if you are the owner of record and the checkbox is checked, there are superiors, then automatically this record will be shared to the superiors. Okay. Now let's say if you create a record, edit, give the permission for creating the record also, create, edit. Now here new college, let's say this record will be shared to the subordinate or not? Will be shared or not? Shared or not? How this guy is able to see the records? See this. You're able to see the record, right? How come? At object level, you have view all permission, modify all permission, right? At profile level, if you have view all modify, then automatically will be shared. It's not required. Role hierarchy is also not required. When the role hierarchy is required, when it is private and object level permissions are restricted, then role hierarchy will be affected. And even sharing rules also affected on that case only. If you have direct permission like modify all on that specific object, then why do you need OWD or role hierarchy or sharing rules? It doesn't make any means. Okay, that is how it works. So profile, permission set, then role hierarchy, sharing rules. Okay, sharing rules means public groups are used in the sharing rules to share the records. Now here in sharing settings, you can have another kind of sharing rules like, so based on something you can share to, let's say if you give roles and subordinates, if you give CEO, if CEO creates a record or his subordinate create a record, then automatically it will share to any, if you want to give any public group or if you give to roles and subordinates, and this should be shared to some VP marketing and his subordinates. Then all the users related to this role and this role subordinates can see the record or can be shared. I mean this record can be shared, but accessibility of that record to the specific user is depends on their profile level permission. Okay, so are you clear? Any doubt on this or any questions, confusions? Now see queues. Now you understand a queue, right? A queue is a group of members which includes roles or roles and subordinates, public groups or users also. They will be the members of queue. Okay. Now here the queues are used in the assignment rules, and yesterday we have already discussed that queues will be the owner of the record, right? Queues are used to share the workload. Okay. Now here let's create a small sharing rule for queue assignment rules. Lead assignment rules, case assignment rules, topic assignment triggers. These are different. So only lead and case assignment rules are allowed. So for Sales Cloud, lead assignment rules are worked. For Service Cloud, case assignment rules will be used. Okay. Now here, lead assignment rules means there will be automatically one sharing rule like standard by default. Now here if you want to assign this specific lead based on some condition to a group, to a queue or a member, then you can go for the assignment rules. Okay, now let's create a queue. So once you create a queue, you have to select the object. Let's say you want to be the owner of the record. This queue will be the, so now let's see. Then that I have to queue, international queue. I'm giving like this. Very much important point is you have to select the object. If you want to support this queue for leads and leads and cases also, then you can select the case object as well. Okay. Then who will be the members? Users, roles and subordinates. So now you got it. How what is the role and roles and subordinates, right? Then and even for public groups also. If you want to have the public groups as members, you can add that. And queues will be the owners. Now let's create assignment rule. Edit this. If India, country is India, then I need to assign this lead to India. See, if you want to send a specific email format like hi users, this is the lead assigned to your group or something, then you can select the email template. Selecting email template, first you need to create email, right? So there are two ways of having the rule criteria. One is formula and another one is criteria conditions. You can use it. Okay. Now save. Next one. Edit. Whatever it is, let's select to the US queue. One is, let's say, other than this. Means international. Means first, if country is India, then automatically it will be assigned to India queue. If it is US or USA, United States of America, then it will be assigned to US queue. Other than that, then it will be assigned to IND. Means first it will be evaluated. If country is India, then automatically it will be assigned. What are the conditions you have given? And in the second criteria also, if you have given India or state equals to Karnataka, then if you want to assign to KAQ, then first it will be evaluated, and as it is India, then automatically it will be assigned to India key. It won't come to next condition. Okay, in that case what you need to give is, first you need to give country equals to India and state equals to Karnataka, then it will be assigned to Karnataka. Okay, then you have to give, if country equals to India, then it should be India key. Okay, so the conditions which meets first, then that will be assigned to that specific one. Okay, now let's create one lead. Okay, so here let me give, here if you want to assign this record using the assignment rules, you should select this checkbox. Then only assignment rules will be worked, otherwise it won't work. Okay, click on save. There is no, thing called sales, sorry, lead process. Creating lead assignment rules, there will be lead process. Okay, you have to select the lead process. You need to create one. Okay, so if you don't have lead process, you cannot use the assignment rule. Then automatically assigned to that specific queue. Okay, for leads, lead process will be there. For cases, there will be support process. I'll discuss and I'll explain it once we are discussing the sales process and service process. Sales cloud, service cloud. Okay, so these are the things: assignment rules, then OWD, role hierarchy, sharing rules. Okay, you should understand how the profile, permission set, OWD, sharing rules, role hierarchies will be. And there is Apex based sharing that we will discuss when we are discussing the Apex. Okay.